Welcome to another edition of the Lavonne Nichols Show. On this episode, I will be highlighting the organization Cosacosa. They are bringing to us this week Spare a Dime, a musical historic performance that is taking place at the Bok Theater in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is being sponsored by the Philadelphia International Festival of the Arts. Be sure to check it out this week, April 18th, 19th, and 20th. Here with Kim Namella from Cosacosa at Large, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the Spare a Dime multimedia production that's taking place this week. So Kim, can you tell us a little bit about Cosacosa and what they're doing?
Sure. First, thanks so much for coming out and checking out the project. Cosacosa is a 23-year-old nonprofit. We work in communities all over the city on civic engagement projects. So we use the arts to get people more involved in the neighborhoods, to teach youth about literacy and leadership and life skills. And we're really happy to be down here at Bok in this beautiful theater built by the Works Progress Administration.
Yes, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Doing a project about the Works Progress Administration.
So can you tell us about the Philadelphia Festival that you guys are participating in?
Sure. We're Spare a Dime is part of PIFA, the Philadelphia International Festival of the Arts for 2013. And the really cool theme that they have this year is time travel. So if you had a time machine, where would you go? And our moment in time is to go back to the Great Depression and to sort of parallel the stories of that time with stories of people today who are encountering economic hardship. A lot of the communities where Cosacosa works, when times are tough even when times are good. So it's really interesting to collect these stories and see how they interact with each other.
So do each organization in the community have a different theme?
Well, yeah, so PIFA has about 50-some partners with different arts organizations in the communities, and they all have different points in time, from prehistory all the way up to like imaginary future.
So there's a lot taking place. So can you tell us a little bit about Spare a Dime and the music in particular? Let me tell you, I was blown away by the music that I heard that Kim actually wrote. It was absolutely gorgeous. So can you talk a little bit about that?
It's too sweet. Well, it was really cool because, as I said, Cosacosa is community-based. So how we always start every project is going out to our constituents and collecting all these stories. And then from those stories, we made audio pieces that go in between each of the songs. But then there were so many stories that were the same. We had stories of a veteran that came back and served his country and couldn't find a job. When her mom was being evicted or really having a hard time making ends meet and trying to protect her children. So to write the songs, I took those same stories that occurred in both time periods over and over and over again, and really just tried to make those into a musical representation, and that's how the music was born.
Okay, now tell me a little bit about your background, because I mean, you know, Cosacosa has its objective, and then I see the music. So tell me a little bit about how your background and how that all comes together.
Sure. Well, I'm actually the founder and director of Cosacosa, and so we do all different kinds of art. We do visual art, music, we do film, poetry, we do large community gardens in North Philly. My personal background, I do have a degree in music from the University of Pennsylvania, and my career before that was actually being a chemist. So,
wow.
So I've done a lot of different kinds of things.
Wow. Well, I mean, you're putting it all together very, very nicely. And so, can you tell us how we can help Cosacosa, and then tell us how people can come out and see the production this week?
Oh, yes. Well, actually, we can do both at the same time. It's really cool about the whole thing. So if you come out, tickets are general admission. This is like the last blast for the Bok Theater, because Bok Tech is one of those schools that unfortunately is being closed by the Philadelphia School District. So here we have this beautiful theater. I know we got a shot of the inside. It's just it's gorgeous. Our wonderful performance featured jazz, R&B, world music, all these different professional singers beautifully telling the story of the Great Depression and the Great Recession. Only $10. $10 to come out. Only $10. And that $10 goes to Cosacosa youth programs citywide. So we're in the schools, we're in the communities, helping kids with their literacy and their leadership skills. So you can help Cosacosa by coming out and actually enjoying a piece of art too.
Wow. So I'm asking everyone to come out and support Cosacosa, which are also putting money to a great use. We are just about helping the community, building up people, and Cosacosa is all about that. We're bringing music and talent and art all together.
where I do audio, video, and music production.
And so how did you become affiliated with Spirit Dime?
Oddly enough, Kim saw my website and knew she needed some help with the production, and initially called me just to help with just sort of teaching her how to do finale and maybe some composing tips.
Right.
But once I got involved, she saw some of the other things that I could offer, and next thing you know, I'm a production coordinator.
Okay, so I know that you've done some local productions in Philadelphia. Tell me a little bit about your company and how they're,
Oh wow, wow.
Another question, right?
I grew up in Philly. I've been here for a long time, and I've been doing production work since the early 90s.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I was in a rock band doing my own music. I guess I've been working. Last thing I did was we have an installation at the Waterworks that I did of a video.
Yes, tell us a little bit about that. It's very interesting.
I put together a short film that's part call to action documentary and part music video, and it's all about water and water rights, but it also features a music video from Phil Chappelle, who's also in the show tonight, and it's now a permanent part of the Waterworks.
Wow, and that's very big. It's very big. The Waterworks is actually a beautiful restaurant, and just to have that permanently in there is very, very, very nice. Things to know about Spirit Dime and what people can expect to see this week.
Wow. Well, Spirit Dime is what Kim calls it a multimedia song cycle, and what that basically means is there's multimedia, there's songs, and the songs are based on true. I think they're taken from the text from Roosevelt's speeches, as well as stories from people that she interviewed who benefited from the Works program in the 1930s. And it's also has photographs from the 1930s as well as photographs from today.
Okay. So why should people come?
Wow, that's a really good question. I think people should come partially because it's history brought to life. It's so powerful in that, particularly listening to what Roosevelt was saying applies so much to today. When you listen to one of his speeches, which I was working on some of the video stuff last night, going through and really listening to some of his speeches, and it could be a speech that we could give today verbatim. I mean, we wouldn't have to change anything, and it would apply to everything that's going on today. And so that's one of the things that I find most powerful, that while things have improved and things have definitely changed, that we're in the same struggle that we were in the 1930s.
Right, so we have a lot to learn from history, and that's another reason why you should come, because they're bringing it to life in a way that we can understand it, learn from it, and hopefully do better in the future. So I thank you so much for taking the time and talking with Gary, who is a member of Cosacosa, and he's actually doing the animation for Spare a Dime. Jerry has a very nice story of how he became affiliated with Cosacosa. Can you tell us a little bit?
Awesome. So I was actually working at Starbucks in Antioch. Kim sort of came in as a customer, and we hit it off several years ago. And I've been on board with Cosacosa for 3 years now. I've worked on several projects, and Spare Dime is our most recent.
So tell me, what do you like about Cosacosa for what they're doing for the community?
I think community outreach is very important, especially in Philadelphia. It's all about community and sort of bringing people together and opening a dialogue within our communities to further push community development. I mean, having people to go to, having somebody to lead you and sort of provide for that community is crucial, especially in these times.
Now, you are not a native of Philadelphia. You are from
Venezuela.
What brought you to Antioch section of Philadelphia?
I'm actually getting my master's right now at Philadelphia University.
Okay.
Interactive media and design, so busy bee.
And so Cosacosa is putting that to good use, and you are doing what? And what can we see your art in Cosacosa?
So right now in Spare Dime, we're doing a projection on the screen, so the actors are actually acting in front of my projections to sort of make a set without having physical props on stage, which is really sort of using our space wisely and effectively.
Right, so instead of having the whole set thing going, they are using multimedia, and that's how you're actually promoting. I see it's multimedia production, so thank you so much for talking. One of the singers of And how you got involved in Spare Dime?
20 years old, Philadelphia native. I grew up in the church, and I went to the Philadelphia Creative and Performing Arts High School, Kappa. From there, I went to the University of the Arts, voice performance major, where I'm still there now. And I got into this project by the pianist, Jay Llewellyn. I worked with him in the Philadelphia All-City Choir and many things around the city. And Kim, the director, actually saw my Halo video on YouTube. And so she contacted Jay, and Jay called me, and so that's why I'm here.
So we're going to have to check that out. It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. So you have a very dynamic voice. Tell me, what inspired you to sing, or how did it all start?
So it all got started. I actually never wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be a chef or a vet.
Wow.
I sang my first solo in church, and it was absolutely horrible. Like, I was cracking, I was screeching, and then I just kept doing it. And like, the feeling that I had from it was unbelievable. Like, there's a feeling when I like sing and like I see people's reactions, or it's amazing. What inspires me? Like, I have my influences such as like Stevie and Justin Timberlake and Michael, but what inspires me is truly the feeling that I get doing. Like when you're doing something you love, it's nothing compares to it.
Right. So everyone, please come out to Spare a Dime. It's an awesome, awesome production. I mean, he tears it up, and all the other singers, they are, just doing history, like we said before, live, and in a way that we can receive it and hopefully grow from it. So thank you so much for talking with us. Please check him out. He has a YouTube video, so check him out.
Once I built a railroad, I made it run, made it a race against time. Once I built a railroad and now it's done. Brother, can you spare a dime? Once I built a tower up to the sun, a rick and a rivet and a line. Once I